Hello and welcome. Today we'll be exploring some very interesting products from one brand, Merit Beauty, and we're going to determine which of those products work and don't work on our mature skin. Launched in January 2021, Merit is all about the less is more approach to minimalist makeup. Catherine Power, whose name you might recognize, is co-founder of the fashion and beauty brand Who What Wear, founded Merit to fill what she felt was a gap in the market for a beauty brand that's clean, effortless, and elevated. Essentially, Catherine Power wanted to bring to the market a makeup line that enhances our appearance rather than transforms it. So whether you're short on time or just don't like to wear a lot of makeup, Merit may be just the brand for you. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. And if you're already part of this family, thank you. My name is Elise, and my passion as an over 60 makeup artist is to help you look and feel your best and feel celebrated and supported in that process. So we explore makeup tips and techniques that work for us now, and occasionally we also delve into the world of fashion and wellness. So without further ado, let's begin our exploration of some of Merit's products. Merit is a clean beauty brand, which means that they use non-toxic ingredients, which are both natural and lab created. And although there is no regulated definition of clean beauty, Merit meets the Clean at Sephora brand standards and uses an EU compliant formula, which is free from over 1,400 potentially unsafe ingredients and is certified by Leaping Bunny. The brand also excludes artificial fragrance from their products. One person has commented that Merit's products comprise a beauty routine for women who want to celebrate the way they look but don't want to spend hours doing it. So if you're looking for a makeup look that highlights and complements your features, then some of Merit's products might be just right for you. And hopefully you'll find out which ones might work for you in today's video. Merit has recently come out with two skincare products, their Great Skin Instant Glow Serum and their Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. The serum is designed to hydrate and plump the skin, be lightweight, and create a dewy finish. It's meant to absorb quickly into the skin, leaving no residue, and contains niacinamide, 4 different types of hyaluronic acid, caffeine-rich cacao seed extract, which stimulates blood flow for an immediate plumping effect, and Japanese gold thread root, which helps soothe the skin. First, it needs to be shaken well, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then it says to massage 2 or 3 pumps onto the skin. By the way, you may have noticed that one eyebrow is done and one isn't. That's because we're going to be using a Merit product a little bit later to handle the eyebrow area. And I didn't want to take a whole lot of time on the video to do both brows, so thus the one brow look. Now I just used 2 pumps and it was more than enough. It'll be interesting to see how quickly this absorbs into the skin because it doesn't seem to be absorbing immediately. Okay, I'm going to wait just a moment to let this thoroughly dry. I'm seeing some glow, but not a lot. The Great Skin Priming Moisturizer is supposed to prep the skin for makeup application, soothe the skin, provide time-release hydration throughout the day, and make the skin feel firmer and more elastic in just 1 week. Now, of course, we can't verify those last 2 claims today, but we can certainly check out how it preps and soothes the skin and how hydrating it feels when first applied. It's supposed to be a lightweight formula, which is important if we're going to be wearing it under makeup. The ingredients include a complex of peptides, spermidine, polysaccharides, oil extract, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, and biomimetic emulsifiers, which create a blurred, soft finish. And it's fragrance-free as well. Again, this one says to apply 1 to 2 pumps. Two pumps is quite a bit, and that's what I used. I may not be using all of this. It feels wonderful, though, I have to say. I'm going to bring it down onto my neck. Can never hurt. And I want to make sure I get into those hard-to-reach areas right at the base of my hairline and on the outer corner of my eyes. It feels wonderful. So I think in the future I might just go with one pump. Merit's Brow 1990 is a sheer gel pencil with a microfine point which comes in 4 different shades. Taupe, which is a cool blonde shade, light brown, which is a neutral brown, dark brown, which is a warm brown, and brown black, which is a soft black. I'll use this product to outline my right brow both on the top and bottom, and then I'll gently fill it in with some soft strokes. Now, I thought that perhaps the dark brown color, which is described as a warm brown, might be both too dark and too warm for my very ash tone brows. But the color actually isn't an overly red brown, so it worked just fine on my left brow once I smoothed it out with a spoolie, which is on the other end of the pencil. So I'll go ahead and use it on my right brow. So first, I always like to brush my brows up. And then I'm going to just very lightly outline the top of my brow area. This really glides on very easily. I may have brought it up a little too high there. You do not have to push hard at all with this pencil. Okay, as you can see, I'm just giving it a little bit of definition. And I have a scar up here, so sometimes it's hard for a pencil to work into that area. That was from an experience in my 20s, which I won't go into. It's actually not that exciting, but it was embarrassing more than anything. The second brow product Merit makes is really one of my very favorites. It's their Brow 1980, which is a nod to the brows of the 1980s since it's a volumizing pomade that adds both color and volume to create fluffy, natural-looking brows. It comes in the same shades as the pencil. One thing I really love about it is that it has a tapered brush, which makes it easier to coat different areas of the brow, and it also contains vitamin B5, which conditions and strengthens the brows. The description says that it also keeps brows in place with a flexible all-day hold. Now I have both neutral and dark brown, so I'll first use the neutral color and then add some depth with a darker brown shade. And with this type of product, I first like to brush the brow down and then backwards to make sure that I coat every hair. So first it's going to go down and then backwards. Now, as you can see, that's a pretty light color for me, so I do have to go in with a darker shade. And again, I'm going to go backwards just slightly. Now, I'm just doing this very lightly because this is a pretty deep color, but as you can see, it's doing a really nice job of giving some definition to those brows. And if I want, I can brush them up to give a little bit more of a lift to the brow, or tame them down a bit. These two products together give more of a soft, natural look to my brows. If I want more precision, I'll often go in with powder. But I love this for an everyday look when I'm not doing something special, or maybe I have errands to run and I just need something quickly to put on my brows and I can run out the door. Now on to eyeshadow. I've already applied the Sigma Eye Primer in the shade Ignite, and I also applied some powder over it. Now, my personal preference is for powder eyeshadow since I often really like to blend together several different colors. However, Merit only makes cream eyeshadows. There are 8 colors, 4 neutrals and 4 statement shades in soft mauve, warm green, soft gray, and a beautiful classic navy. The neutrals are a cool taupe, a warm beige, a warm brown, and then a deep brown. I happen to have the warm beige shade, which is called Vachetta, and the warm brown, which is mid-century. Well, one thing I've just learned is that if you've used a moisturizer and haven't washed your hands off, you don't want to try and open the eyeshadow cases. And that's because they're a cream shadow, and so those caps have to fit on very tightly. So I had to get up and go wash my hands before I could actually open them. But we've got them ready to go now. This is Vachetta. This is mid-century. And although I'm not going to use it, let me show you the beautiful navy blue. When I first got these cream eyeshadows and was playing with them, I tried to mix the brown with the blue and found out that it really doesn't work as well with these kind of cream eyeshadows. So it really helps to use just one product at a time and not try to mix them. So these are buildable cream to powder shadows that give a soft matte wash of color, and there's no creasing or fallout at all, which is wonderful, and they are very blendable. They're also ophthalmologist tested and safe for sensitive eyes and contact lens wearers. 2 ingredients, chamomile and calendula, help soothe the eye area, and magnolia bark extract helps smooth the appearance of fine lines. You can use either your fingers or a brush to apply them. And one thing to be aware of with these eyeshadow creams is that once they set, they can no longer be blended and they're on to stay. I'll apply Vachetta, which is the warm beige, in my crease and slightly above it since I have hooded eyes. And I'll be using a brush because I want it to be a little bit more precise. And they glide on really easily. As you can see, I'm going slightly above my crease and all the way down to my lashes. Next, I'm going to use a darker warm brown shade called Mid-Century on the outer part of my lid and crease. And this is just going to go on the outer part and up into the crease area. This isn't a whole lot darker, and actually a better look would be with a darker brown. And unfortunately, when I was ordering these, they were out of the deeper shade. But we'll just go with this look for today, just so you can see what these shadows are like. As you can see, you have to work quickly, and I didn't work quickly enough on this eye to really blend it out. The Merit Mascara is a lovely tubey mascara that lengthens the lashes. Unfortunately, mine's too old to use, but I did really like it, and I must say that the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Cloud Mascara from Sweed, and I will be right back. So after applying my Sweed mascara, then I use the darkest color in the e.l.f. I Love You a Latte palette for my eyeliner, and for the under eyes, Becca Under Eye Brightener, as well as my Kosas concealer. Now I definitely need to even out my skin tone with some foundation. Merit's Minimalist Complexion Perfecting Stick is a really innovative and interesting product, which is described as not a foundation or a concealer, but a product that will replace both in our makeup bag. It's billed as light to medium coverage, it stays breathable all day, and contains fatty acids to condition the skin and lock in moisture. It also contains sea daffodil extract, which helps diminish the appearance of pigmentation and dark spots. Now, originally, this product came in a smaller size, which was 0.13 ounces, but fortunately, Merit came out with a newer version that's 0.23 ounces. Here you can see the difference between the older and the newer version. And Merit has recently also increased the shade range from 20 to 30. Now let me go ahead and swatch this so you can see what it looks like on the skin. I wear the shade Dune, which is really an excellent shade match for me. And then when I actually blend it out, you can barely see that I have foundation on my arm. Now, it frankly feels and looks a little bit thick and heavy when first applied, but it does sheer out, as you saw. And it really does a pretty good job of answering the claim that it replaces concealer, because when I put some over the vein on the underside of my wrist, it really does seem to pretty much cover up all the blue. Let me show you. I don't know how well you can see this. It's right above where my finger is. Since I have found in the past that this product can sometimes feel a bit heavy on my skin, I'm going to try a different way to apply it today, which may or may not work. We'll find out. Now, I could use my sponge to blend it in, but instead I'm going to take a small drop of my NOOMI facial oil and mix it with this product to see if it feels and looks softer and lighter. And I'll apply it using the Merit brush, which is meant to be used with this complexion stick. And basically now putting it on the areas that just need the most coverage. Just a little bit more up here. Now, I don't know if you can see the difference, but this is where I had most of the NOOMI oil, and underneath is where it's mostly just the foundation product. I think adding a drop of the facial oil really made this product blend into my skin far more easily. And it also has more glow that way. At one time, I did have Merit's Bronze Bomb Sheer Bronzer, but I did something I don't often do, quite honestly. I actually tossed this product out. Now, I know some people really love this product, but I simply couldn't make it work. It was so sheer that it really didn't show up well on my skin, and it seemed to disturb the makeup underneath. I just couldn't get it to work well, which really was a shame. But that could very well be just my experience. So if you prefer a really sheer bronzer or contour look, I'd recommend that you check out some other reviews, both online and on YouTube, to get some other opinions. Merit's Cream Blush comes in 9 shades and has a really unique applicator. It was formulated with the input of esthetician Biba de Sousa, whose no list of ingredients includes 72 potentially acne-triggering ingredients, which Merit did not use in this product. I have the shade Stockholm, which is a baby pink, Rouge, which is a sheer red, Cheeky, which is a cool pink, Après, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a soft berry, and Raspberry Beret, which is a deep berry. Also included in the collection is a soft peach, a warm taupe, a soft orange red, and a soft burgundy. Let me go ahead and swatch these colors for you so you can really get a sense of what they look like. This is the first color called Stockholm, and you can see how sheer it is. Here is the color Rouge underneath it. This is Après, which is much brighter. Here is Cheeky, which is the cool pink. And here is Raspberry Beret, which I swatched twice to give it a little bit more color. So you can certainly swatch it once for a very sheer application, but you can also build it up very easily. I'm going to go ahead and mix a little bit of the color Cheeky with that beautiful brighter Après color. And as you can see, mixing those two colors, it shows up quite well. Now, of course, I could have gone lighter by just using Cheeky or just using one application, but I did dip into the products a couple of times. Now I had less pigment left on the back of my hand, so you can see this lighter application over here. So here's the lighter combination of Cheeky and Après, and here's the deeper application, which probably is looking quite deep to me on my monitor, but because of the lighting, it's probably looking very light to you. And then as always, I'm just going around the edges just to make sure it blends in perfectly. Before we take a look at Merit's highlighters, I hope you'll highlight my day by giving this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, and also subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you. Well, Merit's Day Glow highlighting balms come in 4 different shades. Cava, which is a champagne color, Citrine, which is a soft gold, Bounce, which is a rose gold, and Solstice, which is a neutral bronze. These highlighters are meant to give a lit from within glow since they contain microfine pearls which reflect light and illuminate the skin. They also have a vitamin-rich base which replenishes moisture, squalane to lock in hydration, and a phytosterol, an amino acid, to promote healthy skin barrier protection. They are described as being moisturizing, buildable, and blendable, and create a dewy looking finish. Now earlier you saw a screenshot of these shades, but since I have 3 of them, let me actually swatch them live for you. I'm going to go from the lightest shade to the deepest shade that I have. This is Bounce and Citrine. Cava is the shade I use most often on my skin, but today I'm going to apply Bounce. So here's the side with highlighter, and here's the side without. And so I match. Let me add a little bit over here. The Merit lipsticks are really special because of how extremely comfortable these lipsticks feel on the lips. They're hydrating, buildable, and lightweight, which is probably because they contain squalane and sunflower seed oil, which provide long-lasting moisture, and papain enzyme, which helps soothe the lips. There are 8 matte shades and 9 satin shades. Merit also has a line of lip oils called their Shade Slicks. There are 8 classic shades which include a clear and 4 what they call jellies or jellies. I'm not sure how you pronounce that either. These lip oils create a lovely high shine finish and are also moisturizing without feeling sticky. They provide a hint of saturated color, and the ingredients include shea butter and grapeseed oils which condition and soften the lips, as well as jojoba oil which creates a protective barrier to help lock in moisture, and rosehip oil and essential fatty acids which provide antioxidant benefits. I have the shade Sangria, which is a beautiful deep berry. However, today I'm going to apply a light pink shade called Les Deux over the beautiful satin shade Merit lipstick, which I have, which is called Fashion. And here's what Sangria and Les Deux look like. But first, let me swatch these 2 lip oil shades alone and then swatch them over the lipstick for you. The light pink barely shows up, but you can certainly see the Sangria. So this is a lipstick shade called Fashion, which has Sangria over it, and then Fashion is below it with the Les Deux light pink over it. And by the way, I apologize for my mangling of the French pronunciations. Spanish I can at least somewhat handle, but Unfortunately, that's not the case with French. Next, I'll apply the Merit lipstick called Fashion, and then over it I'll apply the lighter color of the lip oil called Les Deux. This is the shade Fashion without the lip oil. And now let me go ahead and apply the lip oil. The lip oil feels absolutely wonderful on the lips and isn't the least bit sticky. Well, all right, let me go ahead now and give you my impression of Merit's newer products, as well as my take on some of their other longer-term products. First, the eye products. Merit's 1990 Brow Pencil is very thin and precise, which can be very helpful when shaping our brows, but I think it's really difficult to create a brow pencil that really stands out head and shoulders above any other product on the market. So although it's definitely a good product, it's not a must-have in my makeup routine. Brow 1980 Volumizing Pomade, on the other hand, is one product I absolutely want to keep in my makeup routine. It's incredibly easy to apply, lasts all day, and doesn't cause flaking or dryness. It's not opaque or sheer, but a really nice translucent color that's buildable. It doesn't dry right away, which also makes it easy to wipe off, smudge, or brush over to get the color placement just right. It's a great product to get a natural-looking, fuller brow. If you love one-and-done cream eyeshadow, these Merit Solo Individual Cream Eyeshadows may be just what you're looking for. They blend in extremely easily with fingers or a brush and come in some beautiful neutrals as well as pops of color, which you saw. One thing to be aware of is that they do set very quickly, as I mentioned, and are budge-proof, so you need to apply them one eye at a time fairly quickly. If you haven't heard of NOOMI Mascara, it's a formula that wraps around each individual lash, which means no smudging. And one of my favorite things about the Clean Lash Mascara from Merit is that it does not clump at all, and it is a tubing mascara. It takes a few coats, but it's incredible for lengthening and also volumizing lashes, and it's super easy to wash off at the end of the day. Now let's move on to the face products. As you saw, the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum definitely needs to be shaken before use. It does give some glow, but it's not an overwhelming glow. So if you like just a hint of glow, I think it works beautifully. It is important to let it really sink into the skin and dry thoroughly before applying makeup. And because of its thin consistency, I do wish it came with a dropper. That would make it a whole lot easier to apply. I really love the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. It felt absolutely wonderful on the skin. This is one product I will absolutely keep using. The Minimalist Complexion Stick product is described as having light to medium coverage, but although it feels somewhat heavy, it is very blendable. It also definitely falls into the category of light coverage. If you like a no makeup look, the complexion stick is a great option. But if you're looking for good medium coverage, this probably isn't the foundation for you. But if you're hoping to use it as a concealer to provide good coverage, it can certainly work that way. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Merit Bronze Bomb Sheer Bronzer was a definite no for me. But if you are looking for a very light bronzer coverage, this might be the perfect option for you. The Flush Balm blushes feel lightweight on the skin, and there are some gorgeous color, and most importantly, they're easy to apply and blend into the skin. And it does exactly what the copy promises, which is to make our skin appear lit from within. And I love the fact that you can get a very sheer application where your skin really does show through, or you can certainly build it up as well. The Day Glow Highlighter Balm gives a subtle, dewy looking glow without being shiny or sparkly, which I think looks beautiful on mature skin. As you saw, it creates just a soft, beautiful, pearlescent look. If you're looking for a comfortable, velvety, soft feel on your lips, you will absolutely love the Merit lipstick. It feels better on my lips than any other lipstick I've ever worn, and that's really saying something. The Merit lip oils are sheer and moisturizing due to the rosehip oil and shea butter ingredients, and best of all, they're beautifully shiny without feeling sticky. This is another winner. Now, if you are a fan of clean beauty products, you might also enjoy this video. I've included a link to it in the pinned comment section below. Until next time we get together, I wish you good health and happiness, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.